Curious about discovering hidden histories? Unlock the secrets of Sandoval County's court records without spending a dime. Stay tuned to master the art of free online searches. Welcome to This Explainer. If you've ever found yourself needing to navigate the seemingly endless maze of public records, you know it can feel a bit like wandering through a labyrinth in the dark. But don't worry, because by the time we wrap up today, you are going to be completely equipped with the tools, the strategies, and the know-how to unlock these secrets and do it totally for free. So I've got to ask, are you curious about uncovering some hidden histories without dropping a single dime? Whether you're a genealogist tracing your family tree, a self-represented litigant getting ready for a case, or honestly just a curious citizen, there is an absolute treasure trove of information legally available to you on government portals. You literally just have to know exactly where and how to look. Okay, let's dive right into this. In this explainer, we're going to cover the basics of Sandoval records, how to navigate the dual system, run through some step-by-step free searches, tackle how to overcome access challenges, look at a real-world search scenario, and finally, wrap up with privacy and compliance. Let's get to it. First up, the basics of Sandoval records. We'll look at what you can actually find out there and, more importantly, why it matters. You know, the sheer volume of legal and personal history sitting right at our fingertips is pretty staggering. Thanks to the New Mexico Inspection of Public Records Act championing transparency, a massive chunk of court and administrative records are entirely public. We're talking online access to criminal case dockets, civil lawsuits, and probate filings. And on the county side, you can pull up property and land deeds and even redacted marriage licenses. This is really the baseline of our investigation, and it's just an incredible resource for personal, legal, and genealogical research. Now, with all that being said, we do need to manage our expectations a bit here. Not absolutely everything is an open book, and rightfully so. Certain files remain securely locked away from public view by law to protect vulnerable folks. Things like adoption records, mental health proceedings, juvenile records, and unredacted marriage licenses, which hold some highly sensitive identifying info, are strictly confidential. Unless you have a specific court order or you're a direct party involved, these are totally off limits. Moving right along to navigating the dual system, which is honestly the biggest bureaucratic hurdle you're going to face. I'm going to warn you right now, this separation of powers is fascinating, but it's also where most rookies make their biggest mistake. You see, the database you need entirely depends on the type of record you want. Judicial records, think criminal cases, civil lawsuits, and divorces, are maintained by the state judiciary. For Sandoval County, which sits in the 13th Judicial District, you access these via state portals like NM Case Lookup or Research NM. On the flip side, administrative records like property deeds, business registrations, and marriage licenses are managed locally by Sandoval County executive offices like the county clerk or the assessor. So, searching for a property deed in the state court portal, yeah, that's going to get you nowhere fast. Before we jump into the digital portals themselves, let's break down a critical piece of legal jargon you're definitely going to encounter: the pro se litigant. Basically, this is someone who advocates on their own behalf before a court, rather than hiring a lawyer. If you happen to be representing yourself in a case, you actually get special, unrestricted online access to view and print your own complete, unredacted case files through the state secure portal, just like an attorney would. All right, let's get practical. It's time for some step-by-step free searches and equipping your investigative toolkit. Our go-to tool for court cases is the public-facing New Mexico Case Lookup portal. It's completely free and covers records from way back in 1997 up to today. First, you open up the portal. Second, pick your search parameter. If you have the exact case number, absolutely use it. That is the fastest route by far. If not, you can search by a party's name or even by DWI designations. Third, and this is absolutely crucial if you're searching a super common name like John Smith, you've got to apply filters. You can filter results by plugging in a birth year, exact date of birth, or even a driver's license number to guarantee you're looking at the right person. Now, Case Lookup is great for showing you the registry of actions, which is essentially a timeline of the case. But what if you need to read the actual scanned court documents? Well, that brings us to Research NM and Tier 1 access. The general public can't just freely browse actual court documents online without registering. Tier 1 access is a privilege level granted to authorized groups like licensed attorneys, justice partners in law enforcement, and accredited members of the press. This tiered system is very deliberately designed to keep the administration of justice efficient while controlling widespread data access. So what about those administrative records managed locally by the county? For that, we use the Sandoval County GovQA portal. This is your pathway for submitting an Inspection of Public Records Act, or IPR request. It's super simple. Step 1, hit up the portal online. Step 2, submit a request detailing exactly what administrative or sheriff records you're after. Step 3, if the county already maintains those records in an electronic format, like a PDF or Excel spreadsheet, they'll literally just upload them to the portal for you to download completely free of charge. To put this into perspective, let's talk about why mastering these free online portals matters so much. If you actually walk down to the courthouse, a simple name search is going to cost you $2.50. Standard copies run 35 cents a page or a full dollar a page at the clerk's office. Need it certified? Tack on another $1.50 to $2. When you're pulling dozens or even hundreds of pages for a big research project, those fees can skyrocket in a hurry. Your digital toolkit completely bypasses all of this. Okay, let's tackle overcoming access challenges with some pro tips for the savvy researcher. When your initial digital searches come up totally empty, don't panic. Try these insider strategies instead. First up, use wildcards. If you aren't 100% sure of a spelling, popping an asterisk after part of the name can capture all kinds of weird variations. Second, if you're looking for a very recent criminal event that hasn't even hit the district court portal yet, go check the Sandoval Detention Center's daily inmate lookup roster online. It actually updates daily with booking dates and charges. Finally, if you absolutely must visit the clerk's office in person to view physical documents, bring your smartphone. You are legally permitted to use your own personal device to scan or photograph public documents for free, as long as you don't try to leave the office with the originals, of course. Now, let's talk about your leverage. When you use the GovQA portal to make an iPro request, the county is legally bound by some pretty strict timelines. The Sunshine Law requires them to formally acknowledge your request within 3 business days, and they actually have to fulfill standard requests within 15 calendar days. Knowing these deadlines is huge because it ensures you aren't left waiting in the dark forever. And just a quick heads up on blacked out text. If you finally get your hands on those documents and see redactions, remember, redaction is a feature, it's not a bug. The New Mexico Supreme Court strictly prohibits the online publication of protected personal identifier information. This is to keep sensitive things like your full social security number, your exact date of birth, and financial account numbers totally safe from identity theft. Next up, a real-world search scenario. Let's put those newly acquired detective skills to the test. Here's our mystery for the day. Let's imagine you're researching a piece of real estate, and you really want to know if the current owner has a history of civil lawsuits in Sandoval County, maybe some messy boundary disputes or contractor liens. So how exactly do we uncover this? Well, step 1, we actually start on the administrative side. We enter the physical street address right into the free Sandoval County Assessor's Portal to find the current owner's exact legal name. Step 2, we cross the streams. We take that legal name and switch over to the state-level NM case lookup portal. Step 3, we run a name search and apply the filter for the civil division. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why you have to understand the dual system to be a truly effective researcher. We just seamlessly moved from county property data right over to state judicial data. Finally, let's touch on privacy and compliance and handling all this data responsibly. First, a really vital disclaimer. This explainer provides general educational information on navigating these public portals. It is absolutely not professional legal advice. Even the probate court itself states that while they can point you to files and explain their processes, they cannot give you legal advice. So if you have specific legal concerns or you're involved in active litigation, you should always consult with a licensed legal professional. Furthermore, the New Mexico Supreme Court takes data privacy incredibly seriously. Under Rule 1079, anyone granted electronic access is responsible for taking all reasonable precautions to make sure protected personal information is not unlawfully disclosed. Failure to comply with this can actually result in some severe sanctions. It's really the golden rule of public records. With great access comes great responsibility. We have to respect the data and respect the privacy of the individuals involved. We've covered a ton of ground today, from navigating the dual systems of state and county to mastering free online portals to responsibly handling the data you discover. You are now fully equipped to get out there. So I'll leave you with this provocative thought. Now that you have the master key to Sandoval County's public records, whose hidden history will you uncover first? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. If you found this training helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell for updates, and definitely let me know in the comments what investigative success stories you've had using these tools.